I'm Dr. Gail Dubinsky, orthopedic medicine physician and certified Kundalini yoga instructor. Today's Kundalini Kriya strand is body adjustment to elevate the spirit. This is a great little set that's actually really similar to the yoga strand I did in the past, Strand of Pearls A. I think you may recall from the yoga strands multi-exercise sequences. But this is a Kundalini strand that I did not invent. This is actually a sequence. And it is a lovely sequence that incorporates a lot of the yoga pearls we've done before, some of the Kundalini core pearls we've done, and there's a fabulous little energy exercise sequence that's the crux move of this Kriya that you'll really enjoy. So let's begin by first just sitting, taking a few breaths in and out, and then tuning in once. So let's just sit in a comfortable position. You can have a cushion behind you if you like. Hands on your knees. And just go ahead and take a long, slow, deep breath in. Exhale. Again. Breathing out through the nose. And then go ahead and bring your hands together in prayer position at the chest. Inhale to begin the tuning in. Om Namo Gurudev. Call on the infinite creative consciousness. I call on the divine teacher within. Okay, so as we often do when we do a Kundalini Kriya, we have a little warm-up exercise to get the body started, and in this case it balances the Kriya really nicely. So we're going to start, and I would suggest I'm going to be changing my orientation to the camera, but you can have your mat either facing probably just vertical to your screen or crossways as you like, but I will be changing my position for the best angle for you. So we're going to start with, as a warm-up, with Sufi grind going to your right. So take a note of how you're sitting cross-legged, because we're going to do Sufi grind at the end, and I want you to change the cross of your legs just for balance of the hips. So let's begin. We're going to do most of the exercises in this Kriya for about 1 minute, except for our little energy sequence. Okay, so let's just begin. Sufi grind to your right. Inhaling around to the front, exhaling around to the back is the way it makes the most sense to me, but do whatever works for you as long as you're breathing. 1/2 of the circle inhale, 1/2 exhale. Really churn the digestive area. Sufi grind refers to really grinding the sit bones into the mat. But anyway, it's a great way to really open up all the sides of the body. All right, come to center and take a breath in. Suspend briefly and exhale. Okay, we're going to go ahead and lie down now, and this is still a warm-up. We're going to do cross crawl, which you may recall from the Kundalini Core leg lift series. So we're going to inhale, alternate legs and arms up, and exhaling down. So inhaling up, exhaling down. Keep your navel point engaged so you're pressing your belly toward the spine, toward the floor. Okay, inhale and relax. Now we're going to begin our Kriya, and we're going to be doing double leg lifts, and the position in the full practice is to have the hands behind the neck like this and be lifting the legs like this. This requires a lot of strength and stability in the low back and the navel point, so I would suggest, if this isn't going to work for you, that you just do the default hands under the buttocks to support the back. Either variation of your choice. Let's begin. 1 minute. Legs up to 90 if possible, and have control when you lower them. It's okay to barely graze the ground. Don't just crash your legs down. Have some control. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Okay, inhale up. And exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Take a breath in. Exhale. Go ahead and come on up. So now we are going to do a exercise where we have done this before in our Yoga Strands A, Yoga Strand of Pearls A. This is the downward dog to cobra or upward dog sequence, and there are a lot of variations. So I'll start out showing the sort of established variation, and then I'll go through a couple ways you can make it easier for yourself, including a variation to not have any hand pressure and weight bearing on the wrist at all. So we'll start, I'll just show the major, go ahead in downward dog. We've done this many times before. Hands front of the shoulders, feet hip distance apart, coming up, one long line between the hips and the heels, head between the arms. And then as we come forward, we're going to engage our navel point, bend our elbows, kind of thread the needle, swoop through and up, and then going back, engaging the navel point. So you can come down on the knees sooner, not go down as far, stay on the knees until the last minute. Or you can just kind of stay on your knees. If you want to make it easier, just kind of going back and forth like this. If you don't want to do the full dog. And if you want to take all the weight off your hands, you can just do a version like this. That involves a little bit of strategy to see where the best place to be is. You can just stay on your knees. Many variations. So let's just do a few more. One day you may feel like being a little more into the strength part. Other times you might want to just make it a little more relaxing. I've shown many ways to do this. And then when you're done, you're just going to come back and rest in either a high child's pose, or you can come back to regular. You can actually wrap your hands behind, cushion the knees a little bit. All right. Next is a forward bend sequence. Now, if you're not comfortable sitting straight up with your legs stretched out, then by all means, get all the height you need. I have a small pillow here. You can fold up a blanket, which will give actually a little more firm of a support. Anyway, you just want to make sure you're not slumping in your starting position. So our position is to reach forward. Now, if you can't grab your toes, keeping the back straight and not slumping, then hold on to your ankles, your shins, your knees. The movement is simply inhaling up and exhaling forward. So to whatever amount you can do, inhale up, exhale forward, hinging from the hips, not bending from the back. Keep the spine relatively straight. When you come up, really lift the chest. You're actually not trying to get your head down, you're trying to get your belly forward, your chest forward, as on the exhale. So as I said, if you cannot reach your toes, reaching anywhere before on the legs is fine. You can also take your feet a little further apart. That can help too. Inhale up and exhale, relax. Okay, next is sitting on our heels in rock pose. If this isn't comfortable for your knees, I'm going to be a little angled so I can best show you the position. You can sit again on a pillow or folded blanket. We're going to have our hands behind our neck, elbows out, chest open. Now in this position, it's a tendency to kind of really arch the back, but I want you to keep your navel point engaged so your low back is not excessively arched, because we're going to be doing a twist and it's better not to be super arched when we're doing a twist. So the convention is inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Eyes closed at the third eye point. Inhale, center. Suspend the breath, stretch the arms apart, and relax. Exhale. Okay, we're going to be coming into cat pose now, and since we're going to be coming back into rock pose, I'm just going to leave my pillow on my legs, which you can do the same. And we'll just go ahead and do a minute of cat pose. In cat-cow, inhale up. Exhale, round, down. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, tuck. So you'll notice that my hands are quite forward of my shoulders, and I leave my elbows a little bit bent. That's because my arms are very long and it gives me the best chest opening. But normally people would have their hands closer to their shoulders and keep their elbows straighter. Do whatever keeps your shoulders away from your ears and the chest maximally opening on the inhalation. And on your exhalation, really try to lift that belly up and round the low back. It's easy to hunch the upper back. It's harder to get the roundness in the low back. Okay, inhale in the up position, head up position. And exhale, come back to your seat. I'm going to turn so I face you. All right, we're going to do just some neck rolls. And as we spoke about in the yoga pearl, shoulder shrugs and neck rolls, you don't want to be cranking your head way back as you go around. If you imagine the circle as a clock face, you want to keep that clock fairly much facing forward. So let's just begin. Take a breath in, exhale. Let's just begin to one side you choose. Just make a note of whether you're starting clockwise or counterclockwise. Inhale half the circle, exhale the other half. We're going to do 10 slow neck rolls. Try to make it a smooth, even circle. There may be a lot of grinding going on. All right, I think this is 10. This is why I usually like to do things for time. I tend to kind of get lost when it's a repetition. Take a breath in, go the other way. Make sure you're going the other way. Ten circles. Inhaling half the circle, exhaling half the circle. And when you've done your 10th one, come to center. Take a breath in. And relax. Okay, now we're going to do side bends. And by the way, if you're not comfortable sitting in rock pose, you can do this sitting cross-legged in easy pose. Okay, so there's two ways to do this. Long arm version, hand on the ground. You go over. Otherwise, you can have your hand in your lap and have a nice little, like a little sort of a basket kind of situation. Either way, you're going to kind of be, as you're bending over, you're going to shift your hips a little bit so it's a nice, you're not just leaning to one side, you're kind of staying in a nice little arc. So let's begin. Inhale and exhale. Now, there's various ways to breathe. I like to inhale as I go over, exhale coming up. You can exhale coming over, inhale coming up. Or you can do what's the more so-called classic way, is to inhale to the left and exhale to the right. See what feels best for you. Just make sure you're getting a nice opening at the sides of the body. Really giving circulation to the organs, really opening the rib cage, expanding the breath. Okay, come to center, take a breath in, and exhale. Okay, now, this is one of those wonderful Kundalini energy exercises that we're going to do next. This is an exercise in keeping up, and it's a wonderful mantra we're going to also be chanting with it. So we have visited in other strands and pearls Sat Nam, and Sat Nam is truth is my identity, truth is my name. So we're going to open up those sounds to Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to be doing it for 3 minutes. So we are going to be reaching out, grabbing energy, pulling it back as the other arm reaches out. Grab, pull, so it's Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Okay? So we're going to keep the eyes open for this. Keep the eyes open, and we're going to be staring ahead, and we're going to really be chanting out loud, and suspend your disbelief, and let's go and do this. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. 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 Halfway there. Sa. Keep going. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. 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 Next, last minute. Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, 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 Na, Ma. Sa, Ta. A little faster now. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. 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 Inhale, pull the elbows back, open the hands, suspend the breath in, pull root lock. Exhale. And take a few breaths in and out. Feel the energy circulating. Good things come to those who suspend their disbelief. All right, and now we'll resume our easy pose. Remember which way you sat. Sit the other way. And let's do 1 minute of Sufi grind to the left to conclude this Kriya. Inhaling 1/2 the circle, exhaling the other. Okay. Come to center. Take a deep breath in. Release. And now I invite you to, and I suggest strongly that you lie down and take a nice savasana until the energy settles. Your breathing comes to normal, your pulse comes to normal. And as you're lying in Shavasana, just feel the effects of this wonderful Kriya. It's a great all over body tune-up. Satnam. I hope you enjoyed this video and that practice helps reduce pain and stress and enhance your well-being. Please check out my other short videos on this channel and my full-length videos at rxyoga.com. I welcome your comments, likes, feedback, and suggestions for new videos. And don't forget to subscribe. Namaste.